This is the good news, the gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
The Lord said in the gospel, "Let the little children come to me." And little children come to Jesus all the time, because children are among the favorites of God. Jesus did not only invite the little children, Jesus embraced them. Jesus blessed them. He placed His hands on them. My dear brothers and sisters, we celebrate today the feast of the Santo Nino, a feast that brings to our attention the wonderful image of the child Jesus, which in the first reading is described as, "A child is born to us, a child is given us. They name Him Wonder Counselor, God Hero, Father Forever, Prince of Peace." As we celebrate the feast of the Santo Nino today, we reflect about the mystery of the childhood of Jesus, about which the Bible is almost totally silent. If Jesus is truly man, what was His childhood like? In spite of the numerous legends about the miraculous power of Jesus as a child, the Gospels say very little about the early years of the Lord. Perhaps the most unusual was when He was already 12 years old, Jesus getting lost, and He was found in the temple. The religious leaders were amazed at His questions. But other than this, Jesus was probably like any other child, even when He was an infant. As a baby, Jesus probably also cried when He was hungry. As a baby, Jesus nursed at His mother's breast. Jesus slept a lot. He also wet His diapers, although there were no diapers yet at the time. He played with His toys. But what were His toys? The Gospel does not tell us if He ever had any toys. Jesus went to school to learn the 3 R's with His friends and classmates. But the Gospel does not say if He went to school at all. As He grew up, Jesus probably helped His mother with the tasks around the house. And later, He would help and learn also from Joseph, the foster father, who was a carpenter. Jesus was so ordinary that if you were to bump into Him in the street, you would never have suspected that He was the Son of God. That is why the people of Nazareth rejected Jesus when Jesus was teaching them in the synagogue, and they said, "He is one of us. We know His parents. Isn't He the son of a carpenter?" My dear brothers and sisters, His entire human life, from His birth to His circumcision, from the presentation in the temple to the escape to Egypt, the unpleasant event of being lost and found in the temple, the hidden years in Nazareth, are directed to and unified by the Paschal mystery of His death and resurrection. Saint Luke states that this is the same Jesus who progressed steadily in wisdom and age and grace before God and man. These mysteries should be seen as part of the whole mystery of Jesus. The feast that we celebrate today, my dear brothers and sisters, is also a reminder that life is a long journey from birth until death. That life is a long journey from infancy to old age. And today's feast of the Santo Nino, though quiet and subdued in Cebu and elsewhere due to the pandemic restrictions, is special not only to Cebu but also to Tacloban and to Pandacan and Tondo and to the entire Philippines, especially in the light of our celebration of 500 years of Christianity in our country. We all know that the devotion to the infant Jesus, to the Santo Nino, is the oldest. It is one of the most popular Catholic devotions in the Philippines, and it has become so popular that the Holy See has granted us the special permission to celebrate the feast of the Santo Nino on the third Sunday of January each year. But what is the real significance of this feast? What does the childhood of Jesus say to you and me? My dear friends, I'd like to go back again to the Bible. The Lord saying, I tell you solemnly, unless you turn and become like children. What does that mean? It doesn't mean that we have to remain like little children, because biologically that is not possible. What it wants to tell us and what it wants to challenge us is that, yes, we learn to be more Christ-like, but at the same time, we should also be childlike. To be Christ-like and to be childlike. This is the dual challenge of our feast today. As we celebrate the feast of the Santo Nino, let us continue to challenge ourselves to be more Christ-like and to be more childlike. The feast also invites us to dance to divine love in a simple manner of living and loving. The Filipino people salute the Santo Nino and praise with a simple faith of a child, so that our daily Christian witness will inspire others as a convinced and convincing witness to the living presence of the man called Jesus. Finally, because I feel nostalgic today about the Santo Nino, may I hum part of a song that always made me teary-eyed during the annual celebration of the feast of the Santo Nino when I was still assigned in Cebu. Part of the song goes like this: Batubalani sa gugma, sada ang tao pala angga. Batubalani sa gugma, sada ang tao palangga. Batubalani sa gugma, sada ang tao palangga. My dear brothers and sisters, the same song continues with Kanamu maluoy kaunta, nga kanimu mangila haba. Kanamu maluoy kaunta, nga kanimu mangilaba. Happy Feast of the Santo Nino, not only to the Cebuanos, but also to the people of Tacloban, because they also celebrate the Feast of the Santo Niño de Tacloban, Santo Niño de Tondo, Santo Niño de Pandacan, Santo Niño de Cebu. Viva Pete Señor, Prit Titit, as we say in Cebu.